Hello, Flunkie Forces, Game Flunkie. Today we're going to be doing another No Bullshit podcast, brought to you by yours truly. I know I couldn't finish that sentence properly if I tried. Anyway, before we get into it, I got some big announcements. Not big announcements. I got a new game I'll be doing a new series on. I finally found the game I want to do. It was on sale on Steam because I'm a cheap bitch. Nah, I got paid in bills, fam. No, but I got a new series coming out. I'll start on it tomorrow or tonight. Excuse me. I'll start on tonight. I'm drinking some flavored sparkling water, blackberry, raspberry. Anyway, I'll get the little burps. The burpsies. I have the burpses. Anyway, but we will be doing the new series starting tomorrow. It's a strategy game, nothing crazy. I was going to be working on Stellaris. If you don't know, that's considered a grand strategy game, but there can go so many things wrong with that game, as far as, not the game itself, but basically, grand strategy as far as Stellaris goes is when you play a strategy game, it's a single campaign. You run through, you fight an AI. If you're playing multiplayer, or if you're on multiplayer, you fight people or with your friends. But I've played single player, so you're gonna fight the AI. In this case, you fight multiple AIs, and you kind of conquer points in the solar system and fight for resources and things of that nature. And what normally would take you about an hour, 2 hours, can end up taking you days and days on end. And in any given moment, and I've had this happen to me before when I was doing really good, you can completely be wiped out, or if you're part of an alliance, the head of your alliance can be completely wiped out, which totally destroys your campaign, and you have to start from scratch. And I was like, nah, I don't want to be the bitch in a relationship where I just, I can't do it. Just, that'd be like, walk through 50, or play through 50 of Stellaris, and then get my face smashed into, like, Jupiter, and lose my whole armada. So, I mean, I am playing it right now. I currently got a badass save right now where I've got like I know it's not like shit. 'Cause some of you who've played Stellaris, you'll be like, "We'll do this and nothing." But I got a 6,500 fleet sitting out on one of the Alliance worlds, because I got the Star Wars mod off of Steam. Y'all check this out. And there's a federation of planets that are controlled or run by the Twi'lek. You know, the Twi'leks are the ones with like almost salami tentacles for ear things. And Ahsoka's people. They look like Ahsoka from Star Wars, the Rebels and stuff. And they're pretty much been fucking me in my ass. So what I ended up doing was I ended up joining the Alliance. This Alliance called the Coruscant Concord or something like that. So in one playthrough, I was doing relatively okay. I was at war with Terrace, the Federation of Terrace, but what happened? Oh, I ended up getting attacked from behind by another corporation. So then I had to align myself with Coruscant. Well, then what happens was, as soon as I align with Coruscant, the Twi'leks decide to attack everyone and their mother. Well, what's kind of where I got kind of messed up and stupid is you can have sectors, just like you would like any other space game. Basically the way sectors work is there's zones that are connected by planets, and you can make sectors on your own, or you can have single planets. But the key thing about sectors is you can only have so many amount of core worlds when you start. So the only way to either get more core worlds or lower your number is to make sectors encompassing those core worlds. So I was trying to branch out, but the Twi'lek sectors cut me off from my other sector that has my biggest fleet. So I'm kind of stuck, bottlenecked. Thankfully, Coruscant's completely covered me. Like, the Alliance is completely surround me, and they love me to death. Then they can do that, and they want to protect me, so I'm okay there. But the bulk of the rest of my fleet is down in my old sector, completely cut off. So what I've been doing is slowly but surely lowering my core worlds, and then expanding my sectors, and then building spaceports to increase the capacity of my military. That way I can further create more fleets. Right now I've got one fleet that's dealt with, they're not really high as far as power, but defensively they're pretty much built to take a beating. So basically what's going to happen, once the war starts, I got to jump my big fleet, or my strong fleet, down to the old sector, have my other fleets engage the Twi'leks, and like kind of do pop shots. Because the way it works, and I was told by Caleb from Geeks and Gamers, go check them out. He was saying that because his AI, the way it's designed, the AI can only attack one fleet at a time. Even though it might be a 20k, 100k fleet, thank God it's not though. So it's essentially what you have to do is either guerrilla warfare and pick them off one at a time. So basically what you do is you send it one boom, hit him, go, one boom, hit him, go, and run back and forth and keep doing that. Or what you can do is what I'm going to do is send a fleet of 3 from different angles, attack them so they're all attacking them at once, the fleet all at once, but the fleet can only focus on one thing. While the 3 of them are busy containing the Armada, I'll send in my big 10K fleet to finish off whatever's left, pull my other fleet, the one fleet to take the bulk of the damage, and hopefully it survives, and throwing it back and have it jump across the pond back to the other main fleet or the other core. Because the way it's working right now, if you look, my old sector world is kind of completely shut off. All right, so right now the only thing it's doing is building me funds and stuff, so which is fine. But the new sector core worlds has like 20 core worlds sitting there. So as I build sectors, I can inhabit all these worlds. As I'm inhabiting them, I can build spaceports to increase my fleet and my influence and all that. So that's a little bit of a rambling on what I was doing there. So, but I had a lot of fun. It's one of those games that like truly tests you and pisses you off. It's up there with Dark Souls because the slightest when you think you're ahead, the game develops something to kind of slow you down. You can have fallen empires that just been stagnant for so long in space, and they finally decide to start conquering everyone and their mother and destroying everyone. Y'all should check out Captain Shack on YouTube. He has the thing on Stellaris, where right now he has to deal with, oh, Jesus, I forgot what it's called. It was something, but he got invaded by a fallen empire, or he's about to be. I think it is. I think they're called stagnant ascendancies. I don't know if they're called fallen empires. I don't know, but a stagnant ascendancy is an empire that is lost the resources to go on, so it's starting to decline. And what's happening is you'll see it. Like you'll look at them. More than likely, it'll be overwhelming. Their power is overwhelming altogether, which is crazy because I'm almost on par with the Twi'leks. Or no, the Twi'leks outmass me in power and everything. But I completely eviscerate the stagnant ascendancies. The stagnant ascendancy. So I don't know. It's weird. It's a fun game. It's called Stellaris. But I wanted to do a Let's Play on a game like that because I could run for a while, and it's not scripted, so it's the reactions and the experience is going to be pretty raw and something that you guys won't kind of when you watch something like. Let's say if I did a Let's Play on Outlast 2, even though it's going to be fun to see me scream like a little girl and pee myself, which is totally normal, you kind of know it's going to happen. With games like strategy games that might have a long campaign to them, there might be random events or things that randomly happen that I can't control, and you probably will never see because it's one of a kind thing to happen. So I look forward to that, the new Let's Play. Well, I'm excited because I think is it downloading right now? Let me see. Oh, damn, it finished already. I think it's not a big file either. That's crazy. I wonder if it's got mods. Real quick, I'm just talking to you. I was talking to somebody the other day. They were asking me, "What's my opinion on like the Steam Workshop? Do I like Steam?" Alright, mods. I'm sorry, mods for like Fallout 4. Personally, I'm an elitist on some things. I think mods are a great way for the community to interact with the developer and the publisher of said games. I'm all for that, and I believe that's something we need more than ever in this day and age where people feel like, especially gamers, feel like they're not paying for the full game anymore. They're paying for a block of the game, and then the other blocks you extend it to play by purchasing more of them. So I, for one, wholeheartedly agree mods are a Steam Workshop is something I think not only do we need, it's a necessity not only for PC but for console players as well. And it's something that would be a shame not to be utilized in the future as time goes on, which is sort of what they did with the Xbox One and PS4 version of Fallout. They allow you some access to mods, I think, if I remember correctly. But for me personally, there are certain things and this is not judging anyone that does it, just my own personal preference, like Pepsi or Coke, it's the same kind of thing. And this is what it is. If it ruins the story or takes away the aspect of the kind of exploration of what Fallout for me is all about, some people like to put on invincibility, some people like to put on like your finger, you snap it and turn to Roy Mustang or Full Metal Alchemist and blow some sparks at your fingertips. Yeah, that's cool if you like to do that. Weird. I had a buddy of mine who had a mod on that gave him the power of Tenza Sangetsu, which is Ichigo's powers from Bleach, the anime. And he was just fighting dragons, just slinging a sword, and a giant red beam just struck a dragon and killed it. He was like, "Bro, isn't that cool?" I'm like, "Dude, but why? Huh?" Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But if you like that, it's fine. Now, I will use mods that either add storyline, critique this, or make the game look more appealing. um, armors, weapons, anything that doesn't break the integrity of the game, far as just enjoying the fact it's an RPG. Font level cap increase, I'll do all that, you know. But other than that, I don't try. It's not with every game that I'm that picky. Games like Fallout 4. In some cases, though, I feel like it could go too far. Like I was playing XCOM 2 the other day, and that's another strategy game I like to play. And in XCOM, I had so many mods out because it's a fun game to put. That is a game that's fun as hell to put mods on. And I was playing with it, and I had mods on it, and I was like, shit, I wanna. It got so crazy. I had like a team of like 10, and they're all just retarded, overpowered, and the enemies just couldn't fight me off because there's too many of us. Which, granted, in some cases that might sound awesome to some people, and I'm not saying it isn't awesome to have that kind of mods. I mean, because I think XCOM has like a buku amount of mods. I got Steam open right now, so give me a second, I'll look it up. But XCOM has a buku amount of mods, and I love what the community's doing right now. The community has some really cool mods out that either like they don't really necessarily change the story because we have DLC for that. But hold on, what is it? What is this? Soldier customized Doom 20. Oh, the Doom armor. There's stuff for like changing your like aesthetics of your armor and stuff like. What the fuck? But what else is there? There's the evac all Long War 2. That's the one. Long War 2. Shout out to the guy who made this. So, Long War 2 is a significant overhaul of XCOM 2 aimed at giving players a feel of running a worldwide guerrilla war against Advent and offering them a greater variety of strategic and tactical experiences. Many of the mods and new mechanics are described in-game in the XCOM archives. Players are strongly encouraged to read those entries immediately after finishing gate crash, or whatever you want to do with that, which is the tutorial for it. So I'll read you. So check this out. So this is what this mod has and what it has a story that I just I like pretty much shut all my other mods off with this one. Features include a much larger campaign running for 100 to 120 missions on average. Infiltration mechanics that require you to send out multiple squads at once. Yeah, that's cool. So you can actually send out, and I don't know the extent of how well this works or what it does, but I barely use the mechanic, and I'm going to be using it pretty soon because I want to play XCOM again and finish the game. But basically, you'll have, you know how like, you'll get a request. This area is being attacked, or there's been sightings of Advent, and you're supposed to go attack it. Well, you can have multiple sightings, and you can send out multiple groups of squads to deal with it. So I'm hoping that you're allowed to do that, so where it's effective, you can level up these group of guys while working with these guys. So I think if I just forgot the dudes who made this game. Who did make XCOM? I think the guys who made XCOM should really look into that and really check that out, allowing people to deploy multiple units at once, because that is a brilliant. I think it's Paradox, is it? How do you say the name? Firaxis, Feral Interactive. Yeah, I think Firaxis and 2K need to look into that, because that is a brilliant mod to allow players to send out multiple deployments. Okay, so anyway, manage resistance havens and have resistant members scrounge for supplies, gather intelligence, or recruit more people to your cause. 9 soldier classes: sharpshooter, shinobi, rangers. So this guy's kind of accompany all the different new classes from the mods plus the base game, and I think some of the DLC, plus sparks for DLC owners. Cool. Each with a unique secondary weapons. Also, 2 new weapons tiers: lasers and cool guns. Dozens of new enemies and smarter battlefield AI, avid strategic AI that tries to counter your moves. So I think it's cool. I think it's that. This is why I said I think mods that are like this, that don't really break the game but add more to it, I think are brilliant. I mean, but that's my own personal preference, so I don't know. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think mods are a necessity? Do you hate mods? Do you think are you elitist? Which is nothing wrong with being elitist. If you don't like mods at all, it's, you know what? That's more your preference. I mean, more power to you. You know what games I was surprised I had a mod system or a Steam Workshop on them? Was Divinity Original Sin. That has Steam Workshop. It has Steam Workshop right here. I don't know but its Steam Workshop wasn't that, you know what I mean, that popular, but it had some really interesting ones. You had like Epic Encounters. Epic Encounters is a gameplay overhaul and a content expansion mod for main campaign. If you're wondering what Divinity Original Sin is, let me read it to you real quick, because some people don't know what it is, and it's a shame to not know what this game is all about. So, Divinity Original Sin. Gather your party and get ready for the kick-ass new version of the GameSpot's PC Game of the Year 2014. With hours of new content. Okay, they made an enhanced version, which was cool. If you bought the old version and then you want to get the enhanced one, you got the enhanced one for free. So these guys over here at Larian Studios both developed and published this game. They're worthy of your attention, guys. By the way, I shout out to. They get a 10 out of 10, not only just for creating a beautifully well done game, but for being loyal to their fan base and listening to them. And Divinity Original Sin 2, and I've been playing into the beta and everything in early access, and that game is truly a step up in all the right ways, and I think there's something to be said. I will be doing a series on that once they get close to finishing, in case you missed the announcement. Oh, they're close. Never mind. They're going to be releasing the full game on Divinity Original Sin 2 will be on full release September 14th. So that's cool. And Divinity Original Sin 2 is time for new Divinity. Choose your race and origin story to see how differently the world reacts. Gather your party and blast your opponents with different elements in deep tactical turn-based combat. Explore a vast world alone with up to 4 players and drop-in and drop-out cooperative play. This is a great, once they release it on, because they released it on consoles, the Divinity Original Sin, and obviously I'm hoping they would with this one too as well. It's a great pick up and play game with your friends, kind of like Borderlands was, so it'd be a shame not to play. The thing is, not every scenario ends the same way. You're not just a human anymore. You could be an elf, you could be this snake guy, you could be a dwarf. And the world is scripted to react to you differently, not only based on your decisions and how you interact with people, but also how you are as a person, spiritually, with your decisions that you made internally, and also your race, how you grew up, things like that. So your backstory that defined you as a person or as a creature can also impact the world greatly in a Divinity Original Sin too. So it's another great game to check out if you get a chance to. But yeah, it's just, I love RPGs though. So that's why I said I'm picky with mods, because I don't. To me, it's like this: if I buy an item or an object of some kind, that object and that item needs to have a specific set of goals, and I don't want it to be completely blasted broken. You know, like I want it to function and do a certain thing a certain way. So I don't know. So that's just me. And I don't. Granted, I'm not always like that. There are some games I would just mod the fuck out of and just go ham, and not even care in the world. Not have a care in the whole world. Have giant tentacles on my forehead, go around bashing people senseless, you know, normal stuff like that. But, I don't know. Let me know in the description below what you guys feel about mods and stuff like that. And if there are games in the future you're looking forward to, RPGs, strategy games. And if you play Stellaris, let me know what you're doing. How's your campaign going? Hope it's better than mine, because I'm always one step away from just screaming and chucking my mouse through a window. Oh. Anyway, guys, it's been fun. I'm glad to talk to you guys. I love you. Have a great night. I'll see you next time. This is Flunkie. Signing off.